Hello, everybody. It's Game Freeze here. Today we are going to react to story anime. This will be one of the last videos during the story mode. The story anime. But I'm still going to subscribe them because I'm really am. They got good videos though. So they got some good videos around it. Very good. So this video we're gonna react to is I am popular in school because of my clothes. Why? Because you can't really be popular in boys as well. Let's watch it. Let's see why she's popular as well.
Learn about crypto and get paid as you learn with Coinbase Earn. We've paid out. As I entered the classroom, I could feel everyone's eyes scanning me from head to toe, and I felt like an alien. Had I walked into New York Fashion Week, all the girls were so dressed up and fancy, and here I was in my farm girl overalls. The teacher asked me to introduce myself, and I pushed my hair back nervously. Hi, my name is Jenny, and I just moved here from Texas. I could see a few kids snickering at my accent.
Wow.
A pretty blonde girl smiled at me and said, "Were you raised on a farm, Jenny? Were you friends with the cows and the horses?" Yeah, actually I was. I really miss my pals already. When I saw more kids laughing, I realized they were just making fun of me. What was so funny about being friends with animals?
That's true.
Let's see how well you guys remember the last lesson. Who can give me the answer for this in 5 minutes? As everyone frantically scribbled away on their notebooks, I raised my hand after 30 seconds. I have the answer, miss. Everyone suddenly turned to look at me. The two numbers are 14 and 5. The teacher looked stunned. Well, that's quite remarkable. Can you please solve it on the board for everyone? As I walked up to the front, I stopped for a second by the blonde girl's table. Just 'cause I talk slow doesn't mean I'm stupid. Hi, I'm Jenny, and I was born and raised on a farm in Texas.
Say hello to you.
And this is the story of how I made the most popular, meanest girl in school beg me to love her. But before I continue, click like and subscribe. Later that day in the cafeteria, I walked around cluelessly with my lunch tray. People in the city seemed a lot more unfriendly than back home. I decided to go to the bathroom and eat alone when someone called out to me. "Hey, Jenny, come join us." It was that girl from my class. I reluctantly walked over, and she introduced herself as Katie and her friend as Amanda. I didn't mean to make fun of you, Jenny. I think you're absolutely adorbs, and you should hang out with us. We're the most popular girls in school. We'll help you fit right in. I was really surprised, but also uber grateful that someone wanted to be friends with me. So I started hanging out with them. And she wasn't lying when she said she was the most popular girl in school. Anything Katie wore or did became an instant fashion trend. One day, she came to school wearing a ridiculous hat, saying it was all the rage in Europe. And the next day, everyone was wearing the most abnormal hats I'd ever seen. Another time, she broke the heel of her shoe and was seen walking around the corridor wearing only one. And the next thing I knew, everyone was going around wearing only one shoe. These city people were so weird. Everyone was just nicer to me now that I was by Katie's side. I was getting invited to parties all the time, and I was always getting compliments on my wardrobe, picked out by Katie, of course. I was doing really well in my classes, too. In fact, the math teacher put me in the advanced class and urged me to join the Mathletes competition. It'll look so good on your college applications. But Katie was horrified when I told her, "Ew, that's social suicide, babe. And boys don't ask out nerds." That was sad news for me, because I really had my heart set on one cute jock in our class, Alex. Every time he smiled at me, I had butterflies in my stomach, but I didn't want him to think I was some geek, so I didn't join the Mathletes. Besides, with my busy social life and tutoring Katie and Amanda after school, I really didn't have too much time. One afternoon, the two were over at my place and I'd gone downstairs to grab some snacks. When I came back, I heard them saying something that made me stop in my tracks. Ugh, Katie, how long do we have to hang out with this loser? Shut up, Amanda. She's practically doing all of our math assignments right now. Do you want to fail math again? My dad will kill me if I do. We need the lame farm girl. Furious, I flung open the door to my room. I'd rather be a lame farm girl any day than a two-faced, backstabbing city witch. Get out of my room before I kick your skinny little butt. Jenny, come on. We were just kidding. Get out. Now. I took all the clothes and shoes she'd picked out for me and dumped them in a large garbage bag. I was so stupid for trying to fit in and being like her. Just then, I noticed that something was missing from my shelf. Oh, no. Feeling panic, I looked for it everywhere. In my drawers, under my pillow, under the
Just
bed.
throw her
I
wallet.
turned my whole room upside down and I couldn't find it. Oh my God, this was the worst thing that could have happened to me.
Just throw the wallet.
Katie had stolen my diary.
What?
I was sweating bullets thinking about what she'd do with it.
She was
Just
your
then,
secrets.
I got a message from her with a picture from my diary. I lost my heart to a city lad's smiles. Alex, your blue eyes are so divine. You look at me and give me butterflies, send me shooting straight to cloud 9. Let's meet tomorrow for lunch as usual. Shall we? This girl was pure evil. The next day when I met her and Amanda at lunch, I really wanted to throw my traitor smug face. Katie, I want my diary back. Babe, of course I'll give it back. You just have to do one little thing for me. I want you to steal the final math exam. My jaw dropped open. Are you crazy? I won't do that. Her face looked really menacing. Oh, yes, you will, if you don't want posters of your little love poem everywhere. There's only a week left, and I can't study for it. I need you to steal it tonight. Amanda will go with you. Of course, Katie. I'll just go steal the key from the principal's office from his secretary's desk, and we'll sneak into his office at night. Easy peasy. Seriously? This girl would jump off a bridge if Katie told her to. My stomach churned at the idea of breaking so many rules, but I really didn't have a choice if I didn't want to be utterly humiliated. That night, as we snuck into the school and headed to the principal's office, I felt absolutely terrified. But Amanda was in her element. She confidently unlocked the door and we crept in. She headed straight for the file cabinet and told me to hold up the torch while she looked for the paper. Just then, we heard some noise outside and we both froze. We heard footsteps coming closer. I instantly switched off the torchlight and dragged Amanda behind the big desk. As the door slowly creaked open, I closed my eyes and started praying to all the gods out there. This was it. I would be expelled. My parents would disown me. My life would be ruined. Whoever had opened the door suddenly closed it, and I let out a huge sigh of relief. And then we heard the lock click. Oh my God, I left the key in the door. It's probably that creepy janitor who lives here. What are we gonna do now? I completely lost it. Oh, we're just gonna have to wait till morning for the principal to find us here and expel us. And you know who gets to save her butt? Katie, your best friend is a bully who doesn't care about you or anyone, Amanda. Friends don't get friends into trouble. That's not true. You're just jealous. Oh yeah? Then why didn't she come with us and sent you instead? I'll tell you why. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care. Amanda stared at me silently for a moment. You're right. Katie really only does care about herself, and she's not even nice to me. I'm such an idiot. Listen to me, Amanda. We're not stealing anything. We have to figure a way out of here, and then we can deal with Katie together, okay? We tried opening the window, but it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, Amanda pulled at my hair. Ow! What was that for? Nothing. I just needed this hairpin. Why didn't you tell me you were wearing one? And with that, she marched towards the door and started tinkering with the lock. That stuff only works in movies. Just then, the lock clicked and the door opened. Amanda turned to me and grinned. Let's get out of here. The next morning, Katie was waiting for us at the bleachers for the math paper, and we certainly had one for her. You see, Amanda and I had spent the whole night making one up. I handed the exam to her and said, "Now can I have my diary back, please?" Not so fast. You're going to help me solve the paper and learn all the answers. You'll get the diary right after the exam. I'd kinda expected that, so it was time for me and Amanda to launch part 2 of our revenge program. She would follow Amanda secretly and find some dirt on her, and she would catch it on camera. I helped her prep for the exam all week, while Amanda hung out with her as usual, acting completely normal. One evening, Amanda turned up at my house looking super excited. I got it. I caught her on camera. I watched the video of Katie sneaking into an empty classroom, and minutes later, a boy showed up. I recognized him as Katie's boyfriend's best friend, and then the two of them started making out. Seriously, this girl was just the worst. On the day of the math exam, just before it was about to start, Katie winked at me. Wish me luck. Not that I need it. I grinned as I got the math paper and started working on it. Oh boy, this was gonna be so much fun. As soon as it ended and we all went out, Katie came charging towards me like a mad bull. She grabbed me by the arm and dragged me to an empty classroom. What did you do? I didn't know a single answer on the exam paper. Are you crazy? You made me fail the final. I'm going to completely ruin you. Not if we ruin you first. We turned around to see Amanda walk in. What are you talking about, stupid? This is your fault too. You couldn't even steal the right exam. Oh yes, I could. I just didn't. And this is what I'm talking about. And she thrust her phone in Katie's hands and played the video. Katie's eyes went wide in horror as she watched herself. Amanda quickly snatched the phone from her before she could smash it into a wall. Give my diary back, Katie, or this video is going to be making all the social media rounds in no time. And everyone will know you're a cheater. Katie screamed in frustration and took the diary out of her bag and threw it at me. Also, you just lost the only real friend you had. Being pretty or fashionable means nothing if you're a jerk on the inside. You're always going to end up alone. And with that, I put an arm through Amanda's and we walked out of the classroom. I decided I was done trying to be anyone but me. I joined the mathletes and actually won the competition for the school for the first time in years. And I'm friends with all the math nerds now. We're a pretty cool bunch. Oh, and on Valentine's Day, I wrote my lame love poem to Alex on a card and asked him out. We've been dating for 2 months now.
Oh, that's nice. That's very, very nice. That's very cute and nice. That's very nice of you.
Look, Grandpa. I made you a drawing.
Oh?
That is very nice of her. She got back. She got back. That was very sweet and cute as ever. Never heard of that. So we're gonna watch some of the videos what they really did. What's that? So let's go with the. So we're going to read this video. We're going to react to is my psycho mom steals everything, including my boyfriend. What? She steals your boyfriend? Both of them? I know girls have 2 boyfriends also. That's why they call me boyfriend, because that's the easiest thing. But that is crazy. I know my second mom is thing, but let's watch it. And not afraid of storms. I'm learning how to sell my shit.
Hi, I'm Nadia from Georgia.
Hey, Nadia.
Please like and subscribe. When I was 5, Mom shook me awake one night and whispered, "Come, Nadia, we're leaving." Why, Mommy? She just told me to be quiet and spat on Dad's sleeping face before we left.
No.
I wasn't too sad about leaving because those two fought like crazy. Maybe things would be better now. We went to live with my grandma, who wasn't happy to see us at all.
What?
Ugh, you're back. You could have brought me a boy at least. Girls are useless.
But Grandma, you're also a girl. A really old, smelly one, but still.
I escaped her flying shoe by an inch. Grandma made Mom work 2 jobs to provide for us, and we never did anything fun. So I was really excited when my friend Irene invited me to her birthday party. As we were gathered around the table, Irene's mom suddenly came in screaming, "Where's the freaking birthday cake? It was in the kitchen 2 minutes ago." someone suddenly pointed to the window, and to my horror, I saw Mom sneaking off with Irene's cake. Was she crazy? Irene's mom ran out like a bullet and
Damn.
snatched the cake from Mom, but she wouldn't let it go. And suddenly it went flying and landed on the ground. Irene burst into tears, and I just wanted to disappear. But Mom wasn't even embarrassed. She said she felt like taking it, so she did. Mom was crazy. Some months later, I told Mom how a parent had donated this awesome computer for our class.
Oh, wow.
And the next day, we walked into our classroom to find it missing.
What?
As the principal was investigating the matter, a janitor suddenly pointed to me. I saw a woman take away a computer
What?
yesterday. I've seen her with that girl before. Oh my God, Mom? And sure enough, when I went home with the principal and the police, we found Mom playing games on the computer. She was in prison for a week,
Okay.
and the police officer said she needed therapy for her
Please don't.
stealing problem. Everyone was mocking me at school, but Mom came home dancing with joy a few days later, holding the handcuffs that she stole from the police.
What the hell?
I'm getting married, and I never have to see you suckers again. I'm rich, rich, rich. And just like that, she left me with Grandma. When I was in the 5th grade, Grandma made me go with her after school to sell vegetables. But one day when I got to our booth, I saw an ambulance there, and Grandma was being carried away. It turned out she'd died from a heart attack. I wrote to Mom, and she came 2 days later, her eyes swollen from crying. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry you're so sad about Grandma. Sad about Grandma? Not at all. I'm crying because of you. Me? What did I do? I'm back to take care of you, because my husband won't keep you. Couldn't you have grown up faster while I was gone? I was so mad at Mom, I just stormed out of the room. She was so selfish. We got back to selling vegetables soon, and Mom kept stealing from people. I told her I would work more hours and miss school to make more money if she just stopped stealing. She agreed, but I was sure she still stole money from our clients. One day, a beautiful woman stopped by and asked me why I wasn't at school, and I said I was helping my mom. The woman looked at Mom sternly. This girl belongs in school. If I see her here tomorrow, I'm calling the cops. Suddenly, Mom went bonkers on her. Oh, you think I belong here on the street selling rotten vegetables? If you're Mother Teresa, give me some money and take her. She's all yours.
What?
The woman looked angry, but she turned to me and said she'd send me to a really good school if I promised never to miss it. Mom wasn't happy at all, but I was ecstatic. When she left, I saw that Mom had stolen the rich woman's diamond bracelet. I tried to snatch it from her, but she threatened me that she wouldn't allow me to see the rich woman, so I let it go. The rich woman even bought me fancy clothes for school, and everyone thought I was cool, even the snottiest girl in class, Anastasia. All was good until one day I was waiting for the rich woman to show up to my parent-teacher meeting, and I saw Mom walking down the hallway. What was she doing here? I hid behind the lockers so she wouldn't see me, when suddenly I caught her staring at Anastasia. Seconds later, Mom charged straight at her and grabbed her glittery pink hairband. Oh my God, what are you doing? I want that hairband. Give me it. Are you crazy? Someone get this woman off my hair. Mom managed to pull it off, but she went stumbling to the ground, and so many pens and calculators that she had stolen came flying out of her bag. Just then, she spotted me. Oh, Nadia, come help your poor mommy up. What? Is this crazy trash bag your mom? Just then, the rich woman came walking down the hall. I'm her mom. She glared at Mom and told everyone she was just our crazy maid. She apologized to Anastasia and even arranged a party for all my classmates at her mansion a few days later, just to convince them that she was my mom. But when I got to the 9th grade, the rich woman gave me some really sad news one day. Her husband had lost all his money, and she could no longer pay for my school. But even worse, she told me they were moving away. I felt heartbroken. Mom didn't take it well either. She started calling the rich woman bad names for abandoning me. Oh, you think she is bad for leaving me? How about when you left me, Mom? I'm your daughter. Ugh, don't remind me. I'm so sick of you. Mom, you're awful. Do I look like I care about your opinion? And tomorrow you better pack your stuff from that school. It's back to the veggie stall for you. I just skipped dinner and went to the park. Moments later, I saw a woman running around and crying like crazy. Have you seen my little girl? She was next to me a minute ago and I can't find her anywhere. Please help me find my baby. I ran everywhere looking for this woman's baby. Just then, I saw a small figure by the edge of the river. She smiled at me and waved goodbye, then jumped into the water. The woman screamed and I jumped after the baby and saved her. The woman couldn't stop thanking me. She told me the baby's name was Zoe and offered to pay me some money. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly take it. I only did what I had to. The woman then offered me a babysitting job and said she'd pay me $3,000 a month. I couldn't believe it. I accepted and went.
Wow, so many beautiful girls. Who should I pick at the start?
Hey, don't just stare at the people.
Went home with a big smile. I told Mom about it, but I said it was only $1,000, so I could save the rest for my college. She started jumping and dancing and said I was the best child in the world. Yeah, right. The next day after school, Mom insisted on walking me to my new workplace. It was even bigger than the rich woman's mansion. I was scared that Mom might steal something, so I gave her $200 and told her to leave. I followed a maid to the living room where I found a guy kissing some girl on the couch. Just then, the woman came in with Zoe, who jumped into my arms immediately. This is my stepson, Joseph. He'll be leaving now with his girl, right, Joseph? When he finally broke apart and got up, I saw that he was a couple of years older than me, and so darn gorgeous. But then I saw the girl with him. It was freaking Anastasia, but she had a boyfriend in school. The rich lady introduced me as Zoe's babysitter, and I could see Anastasia's lip curling into a grin. Oh, this was bad. The next day at school, she pulled me into an empty classroom. Well, look who's a big fat liar. I knew you were poor, and that psycho was your mom. How do you think everyone in school will react when they find out you've been lying all these years? Oh, how do you think your boyfriends will react when they find out you're a two-timing witch? You wouldn't dare. Fine. I'll keep your secret if you'll keep mine. Deal. I didn't care about her love life, as long as my secret was safe. 3 months passed with me being Zoe's nanny, and I was loving it. But I'd also become really good friends with Joseph, and now I was hating myself for lying to him about his girlfriend. One time when Zoe was asleep, he slipped into the nursery and showed me this beautiful necklace. Hey, what do you think? Anastasia will love this, right? Oh, yes. She'd be crazy not to. I felt awful, but suddenly he came closer, and my heart started beating faster. He brushed away my hair and said softly, "You've got some ketchup on your nose, silly. Looks kind of cute, though." Just then, Zoe woke up and started crying. Oh, thank God. Before I got to her, Joseph picked her up and started singing. Okay, another cute scene like this, and I will marry him right now. Later that night, I decided I would tell Joseph about Anastasia, even if it meant my secret would be out in school. But the next day when I reached the mansion, the maid took me to the living room where I found the whole family waiting for me. It was my first time meeting Zoe's dad, and he looked mad. It turned out that a really valuable antique vase was missing, and he was accusing me of stealing it. I didn't. Why would you think I took it, sir? Oh, isn't this your mother? And then, to my horror, he showed me security footage, and it was indeed Mom sneaking out of their house. I tried explaining.
Nathan, where are you? It's our wedding day, remember? Yes, of course I'm here. Where are you? Babe?
I had nothing to do with it, but Zoe's dad fired me on the spot. When I got home ready to kill Mom, she wasn't there. I marched up to her room and looked through all her stuff and found nothing. Just as I was leaving, I noticed that a shelf was placed in front of a door. I pushed it aside and walked into a freaking museum of stolen things. Oh my God! Mom had stolen so much stuff over the years. Thankfully, the vase was there, but I couldn't help going through everything else too. As I was searching the drawers, I came across a paper that left me shook. It was Grandma's will, and it said that she'd left her house to me. What? And Mom knew? And she was hiding it? By the time Mom got home, I was waiting for her on the porch with her bags packed. What's going on here? I handed her an envelope with a train ticket and some of my savings. You're going back to your husband, Mom. You're going to leave this place before Zoe's dad sends the police after you. And I don't want you living in my house anymore. Yeah, I found Grandma's will. Please, go away, Mom. But who'll take care of you? You don't need your mom now? I've been taking care of myself since I was a kid, and I do need a mom, but I don't think you know what it means to be one. Just leave and live your life. It'll be better for both of us. Mom just stared at me, then looked inside the envelope, picked up her bags, and left. I sneaked up to the mansion the next day and gave the vase to a maid to return to the owners. I also gave her a note for Joseph, telling him everything about Anastasia. And the next day, I got attacked by her the minute I entered school. You witch. I had 2 boyfriends, and now because of you, I have 0. I'm going to tell everyone you're poor. I don't care. At least my lies didn't hurt anyone, but yours did. We both ended up in detention, and well, everyone did drop me like a dead fly when they found out I wasn't rich. Then one day when I got to school on graduation day, I noticed it was awkwardly silent, and even the gate was closed. What was going on? Suddenly, strong lights came from behind me. I looked around and saw a helicopter with a poster saying, "Natia, will you be my girlfriend?" Then Joseph showed up from the helicopter grinning down at me. Oh my God, just get down here, Joseph.
No, not until you've answered my question.
Yes, I'll be your girlfriend. Get down, dummy. Minutes later, Joseph was kissing me deeply, and everyone showed up from behind us, cheering and clapping. I'm so glad that my hard work has paid off. Remember to always believe in yourself.
Yeah, that is true. Believe in yourself. That's true. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. That's all you have to do. Just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. We're gonna watch like 3 more of these videos. So we're watching is, so this video we're gonna watch, I can't see my parents until they got divorced. It's hard to be your mom and dad's divorced, so let's watch it. Yeah, monitoring is so worse.
First, there was Vegas, then Atlantic City. Now, your pocket.
When you were a kid, don't realize you were watching it other than your dad grew up.
Hi, my name is Jenny. The day I was born, there was someone who cried more than me. My dad.
What?
Not because he was emotional, but because he was in pain.
Wow.
In the labor room right before my birth, Mom went ballistic on him. It's all because of you. You did this to me, jerk. She literally pulled out chunks of his hair, and he ended up in tears. My parents just didn't get along at all. Once when I was 3, Mom threw a frying pan at Dad because he bought her a PlayStation instead of a makeup kit on her birthday.
You crazy woman. Are you out of your mind?
I must be, for marrying a dumbhead like you. When I was 5, I was really excited for my first day of school, but they even ruined that by fighting over who'd drop me off. So I just grabbed my bag and took the bus. School was my happy place. My teachers liked me, I had friends, and best of all, it was drama-free. That is, till I made the terrible mistake of inviting my parents. In the 9th grade, they came to see me as the lead in the school play. But right in the middle of a scene, I started hearing voices from the crowd. And to my horror, I realized it was my parents. Can you stop biting your nails? It's such a disgusting habit.
Can you stop chewing gum like a cow? It's giving me a migraine.
Did you just call me a cow?
No, I said you chew like one.
And before I knew it, Mom and Dad attacked. Everyone was laughing. I ran off the stage to break them up, and then the guards threw them out of the auditorium. I can't believe you guys just did that at my school. What's wrong with you? Ginny, I'm so sorry your mom's a cow. Oh my God. Did you really just... Stop it. I can't deal with this. I stormed out of the house and kept walking. But soon I realized I was far away from home, without a phone. Suddenly,
Wow.
a weird-looking man stepped out of an alley and grabbed my wrist. Oh, my daughter, I've missed you. Let's go home. Mommy's waiting. What? You're crazy. Let me go. Just then, a guy came out of nowhere and pushed him aside. He took my hand and we ran like crazy. Once we were a few blocks away, he turned to me. Hey, you okay? Why are you alone in this neighborhood at night? I told him I'd just gotten lost and he walked me back home. I was about to ask his name, but he just turned around and left. The next day at school, all anyone could talk about was my parents' meltdown, and I was a laughing stock. At lunch, I was trying to ignore everyone's comments when I accidentally ran straight into someone. It was Brittany, a new girl who'd joined our class recently. OMG, you idiot. Do you know how difficult it is to get stains out of a pure silk Prada dress? I'm sorry, but it was an accident. I guess I should feel sorry for you, because you come from a family of morons. But I don't. She grabbed a glass of juice to throw it at me, but instead, she threw it at herself. Then she burst into tears and ran off. What just happened? As I walked out of the cafeteria, I saw her crying on a boy's shoulder. When our eyes met, I realized it was the boy from last night. He walked over to me, looking mad. Hey, why are you bullying my sister? Sister? Me? I don't know what she told you, but she...
That's her
Just stay
sister?
away from her, okay? With that, he walked away with his arm around Brittany,
I
who
didn't know
looked
that
back
was
to
her sister.
grin at me. What a psycho! A few days later in the library, I was reaching out for a book on the top shelf when I lost my balance, and someone caught me just in time. Oh gosh, thank you. What's your name? Paul. How long are you planning to stay in my arms? Oh, yeah, sorry. Thanks. You're not welcome. And I came here for some peace. So, can you stop talking to me now? Gosh, how rude. A few minutes later, I couldn't hold it in any longer. So I just asked him, "You don't even remember me?" Of course I remember you. I thought you looked really pretty that night. And what about right now? He came closer, and my heart was racing. Well, now I think you're kind of ugly, because now I know you're not a nice person. Seriously? You'd have to be really dumb to not notice that your sister's a spoiled, mean brat. I pushed past him and stormed off. I just had to stay away from this jerk brother-sister pair. A few days later, our teacher announced a campfire trip. But when I got home, all my excitement went down the drain. You don't need to go on trips. Just focus on your studies. You don't want to end up like your dad. Why not? I'm handsome, smart, and well off. And you can't even pay your pedicure bills. Here, honey, I'll sign your permission slip. This was one of the few times their fighting worked for me. On the day of the trip, Paul came and sat next to me on the bus. Hey, I just wanted to... Sorry, this seat's taken. As Paul moved away, I put my backpack on the seat and put on my earphones. I wasn't letting anyone ruin the trip for me. Later that evening, everyone gathered around to play Truth or Dare. After a few turns, the spinning bottle landed on Paul, and his friends dared him to kiss me.
Wow.
As we crawled towards each other and our faces came close, my heart was pounding. And when our lips touched, I felt fuzzy. I was completely lost in the moment till someone shouted, "You guys trying to set some record for the world's longest kiss? Get a room or a tent." As I went back to my spot, I could feel Brittany's death glare on me, but I couldn't care less. Later that night, I suddenly woke up to see a weird shadow on my tent. I got up to peek outside, but someone pushed me back and we both fell onto the sleeping bag. Paul, what are you doing here? Just listen to me, okay? I'm really sorry. I do know what Brittany can be like. Also, I can't stop thinking about you since the first time we met. Suddenly, we heard our teacher's voices close by. We'll be in so much trouble if we get caught. Come with me. I have a better place in mind. We sneaked away from the campsite till we got to an old cabin. Once the door closed behind us, Paul pulled me towards him in the dark and started kissing me. Suddenly, I stepped on something soft, and someone screamed. Paul and I yelled too and fell back in fright. someone flashed a light in our eyes, and we saw that it was Brittany.
What?
Another girl was there too, holding her hand and hopping around in pain. You stupid cow. You stepped on my girlfriend's beautiful hand. How was I supposed to know anyone was here? Wait a second. Brittany, you have a girlfriend? Yeah. Is there a problem? Remember how you're engaged to Dad's friend's son? So, he's seeing other people too. It's cool. We'll still get married one day. Wow. This girl was weirder than I'd thought. I made my way to the door, but to my horror, it just wouldn't open. We tried to pull it all together, but it seemed really stuck. And Brittany went off on me. Why did you ever close the door, moron? Don't you know the first rule of making out in weird places? Never close the door. Hey, don't talk to my girlfriend that way. Girlfriend? Girlfriend? I thought you were just having fun with her.
That's funny.
What's a man gotta do to get a boyfriend around here? Take a look around. Boyfriends on Webtoon.
Red Table Talk is
Real talk.
real.
No, brother. This can't happen.
This is what he said. You can't talk to my girlfriend like that. Does he feel like girlfriend? He's wrong.
Break up with her now. What are you, crazy? You can't tell him what to do. And with that, I grabbed Paul and started kissing him. But to my shock, he gently pushed me aside. Good boy. Are you freaking kidding me, Paul? You're gonna listen to this psycho? He just stood there silently. I was so mad. I pushed him aside and sat down in the farthest corner. Once I was out of here, I was going to change schools. There was nothing we could do till someone came looking for us. Brittany laid out a sack and she and her girlfriend cuddled on it together. I sat in my corner feeling cold and grossed out by their kissing noises. But at some point, I drifted off to sleep. Suddenly, I woke up to find a warm pair of arms around me. Paul, I swear I'm going to punch you. Shh, keep it down. You'll wake them up. Why are you so afraid of your sister? I promise. I'll explain everything once we're out of here. Just be quiet right now, and let me kiss you. I felt myself sinking in his arms, but moments later, I yelled out in pain when a flying shoe hit me on the head. Brittany was staring down at the two of us, looking completely manic. I told you to break it up, Paul. Have you forgotten that I know your biggest secret, and I own your butt? That's it. I want to know what she's talking about, Paul. What is she holding over you? Paul suddenly looked like he was near tears. Ginny, our mom left us years ago, but I found out recently that she cheated on our dad around the time I was born, which basically means he isn't my dad. And I'm afraid if Dad finds out, he won't want me anymore. Oh, I know he won't. He'll send you packing to your good-for-nothing real dad. I was stunned, and then really mad. So, your brother told you the secret, and you're using it against him? You're a psychopath, Brittany, and you should be in a mental hospital.
That's true.
Brittany snarled and attacked me. As we wrestled on the floor, we suddenly heard the door fling open. It was our teachers and everyone else from camp.
What?
We were all given detention for a month. On the bus ride home, I sat next to Paul and slipped my hand through his. I think you should just tell your dad. The truth will be a shock for him, but I'm sure he won't stop loving you. You don't have to live in fear. Paul smiled at me and nodded, and later that day, we went to his house together. I was waiting anxiously in the lounge while he was talking to his dad. Just then, Brittany walked in. Ugh, do I have to see your face at my house too? Well, I guess once Paul is out of here, I won't. Suddenly the door opened, and Paul and his dad walked in with their arms around each other. Paul hugged me and said everything was good, and I was so relieved. But then their dad turned angrily to Brittany. Paul told me how badly you've been behaving, and I'm taking away all your privileges. You're grounded for a long time. Brittany screamed and stormed off furiously. When I finally got home, I could hear my parents shouting all the way outside. And I decided that it was time to fix my own family's mess too. Mom, Dad, shut up! I can't take this anymore. You two are getting a divorce, or I swear to God, I'm putting myself up for adoption. For once, I actually got through to my crazy parents, and they did file for a divorce. I also found out that Brittany's rich boyfriend dumped her because he didn't know she was cheating on him. And her dad sent her to a very strict boarding school. Paul and I have been dating for a couple of months, and now we're headed off to my parents' divorce party. And no one is happier than me.
Wow. That is good. None happier than me. Wow, that's great.
Shane?
That is good what you do for getting divorced with Lil. Okay, we're going to watch one more last video. This is we're gonna watch is what it's like how a sister has Down syndrome. Oh God, we don't know who got Down syndrome. Let's watch it. Some people think you're down. I appreciate it.
After 10 years of trying to get pregnant, the woman finally got the great news. But her happiness was short-lived. The doctor looked straight into her eyes and said, "Ma'am, your baby has Down syndrome." Months later, she delivered the baby, and it was me, born completely normal and 100% healthy. Everyone said it was a miracle, and that's what my name means. Hi, I'm Nasa from Alabama. But before I continue my amazing story, click like and subscribe. My dad had a mechanics workshop, and I hardly saw him because he worked so much all the time. Even though Mom came from a rich background, she never helped Dad with money. Isn't that God's will? A man has to sweat and earn his bread and provide for his family. If you want to eat, you better put food on the table. Once when I was 3, Mom and I visited him at the workshop. He was fixing a car and asking me to hand him the plier. I didn't know what it was, so I just picked up the entire toolbox and put it in front of him. He was shocked.
How did you do that, Nasa?
Just like that, Daddy. It's easy.
Oh my God, you're so strong. Oh, my daughter. No, it's like you're my son.
Why are you looking so happy, idiot? I don't want a manly daughter. Girls are supposed to be delicate. This is what I get. After 10 years of waiting, I'm taking her to the doctor. The doctor said I was exceptionally strong because my muscle strength and testosterone levels were higher than most girls. But Mom just kept calling me a freak. She decided to leave me with Dad every day at work to help him make more money. 2 years later, Mom gave birth to my little sister, Ella, but she was born with the Down syndrome the doctors had predicted for me. The minute we saw Ella, Dad and I were in love with her, and we made sure she didn't feel different growing up. But Mom just couldn't stop complaining about us. Why is God so mad at me? First, you came out really weird. And now Ella? I must have done something terrible in my life that I'm getting punished for. She was trying to feed Ella as she whined non-stop. And suddenly, Ella spat out all the food on her face. Gosh, I love that kid. Mom also didn't allow us to watch YouTube videos because she said it was a sin to do anything fun.
What?
She blocked YouTube, but I found this amazing app called FireGuard. I took Ella to my room and we watched videos all night long. One day when I was at Dad's workshop, a bus suddenly stopped in front of us and a man jumped off.
Oh my God, girl, are you for real? You just lifted those big tires all by yourself? I'm already seeing you as an Olympic weightlifting champion.
The man introduced himself as a sports coach and asked me to join his school in California. He also gave Dad his card and said he'd be waiting for us to tell him when we could leave. Dad was so excited for me, and I felt like I'd just won the lottery. But when I told Mom, she flipped out.
Wow.
Are you crazy? I'm not trusting a stranger and leaving the place and the wealth God's given me here. No one is going anywhere. I was super bummed at Mom's reaction, but then little Ella came up to me with a solution.
What if Mom has nothing? Let's throw all her money away.
OMG, Ella, you're a genius. Yes, let's donate Mom's money to charity. I found a charity organization and filled out all the forms online.
Right.
But suddenly, I started to lose my nerve. Maybe this isn't such a good idea, Ella. I don't think we should do this.
Oh, yes, we should.
With that, she clicked on enter, and in a second, Mom lost all her money. Even Dad's workshop was in her name, and it was gone. She threw the biggest tantrum ever and even threatened the organization to return her money, but they refused, and there was nothing she could do about it. Angry and frustrated, she finally agreed to the last option, going to Cali, and she never knew it was us. When we got there, the coach showed us a small house for rent. He also assured us that he'd get special scholarships for Ella and me, and we'd be going to the same school. How can you be happy about this, Nasa? You know how Ella is. What am I supposed to do? Go to school with her and guard her from the bullies? You don't need to do that, Mom. I'll handle it. She's mine. On the first day of school, I dropped Ella in her classroom. When I entered mine, I saw no teacher there, but a girl was catwalking in front of everyone. As I tried to slide past her, she stepped on my foot with her pointed heels. I yelped in pain, but she started yelling at me instead of saying sorry. You idiot. Why did you bomb my show? I was rehearsing for the beauty pageant contest. Oh, your show? I thought this was a classroom, not a stage. Well, you thought wrong. I'm the queen of the school, and I make the rules. And I say the whole world's my stage. Wow, she seemed crazy and really full of herself. Later that day, Ella and I were eating lunch in the cafeteria when Nancy came over and said we were sitting at her table. Just then she saw Ella and she started laughing. Oh, you didn't say you have a sister? Well, I can see why. I mean, you must be so embarrassed by her. Shut up, Nancy. You're just embarrassing yourself. You can't talk to me like that. I told you, I'm the queen here, the hottest girl in school.
Don't care.
Why? Do you have a fever?
I think she does, Ella. Let's help her feel better. And with that, I threw a glass of ice cold water in her face. The whole cafeteria burst into laughter while Nancy screamed and stormed off.
I don't
So
know.
many people thought Ella was adorable and wanted to be friends with her. Meanwhile, I also started weightlifting practice, and the coach was stunned to see me lifting heavier weights than the boys on the team. One day when I came out of the gym, I saw Ella standing with a sad face outside the dance room. I asked her what had happened, and she cried out, I don't want to be here. These girls are mean. They don't want me on the team. I barged into the dance room, and I wasn't surprised to see Nancy there. Hey, why did you tell my sister she can't be on the dance team? What's wrong with her? What's wrong? Are you blind? It's obvious she can't do fast moves with us, and we don't have forever to teach her. Now be off with your dumb sister. I totally lost it. I walked over to their sound system, pushed over the big speakers, and wrenched out all the wires. As Ella and I walked out, she turned around and locked the door from the outside. That was an awesome moment, but we got caught and ended up in detention. And Mom went nuts when she found out. God, I knew this would happen. Ella is not like everyone, and she can't be with everyone. You were unkind to that girl, and that makes you two sinners. I'm going to go pray now. I don't want to go to hell with you. Our daughters are not unkind. I'm sure there was a good reason. But before he could finish, Mom just pushed him aside and stormed off. Mom is just terrible. The next day at school, I looked for Ella during recess and I couldn't find her
Oh, she
anywhere.
can't find her?
I was running all over the place, feeling panic rise inside. Where could she be? Just then, I spotted a grand piano in the corridor blocking the janitor's closet. As I stepped closer, I heard Ella crying out for help. Oh my God, Ella, I'm here. I'll get you out, sweetie. With one big push, I swept the piano out of the way and opened the door. Poor Ella came tumbling out in my arms, crying like crazy. Anthony told me to go inside. I was gonna destroy that witch. I stormed off to the dance room with Ella, and before I could get to Nancy, Ella ran straight at her, pushing her aside. They both landed on the floor, and just then a beam fell off the roof, exactly where where Ancy was standing seconds ago. Oh my god. Ella had just saved Ancy.
I saw it was falling, so I...
How dare you touch me, you moron? I don't want your disease rubbing off on me. That was the last straw. I walked up to Ancy and gave her a hard slap. You're a heartless bully, Ancy. You think she's weaker than you, so you pick on her. But here she is saving your stupid butt after everything you've done. She's got more heart and strength than you ever will, and you could learn a thing or two from her. We all could, because Ella is freaking amazing. Just then, I turned to see lots of kids had followed us into the dance room, and they were all clapping and cheering for Ella. Everyone started to boo Ancy, and she ran off crying. When we got home, I couldn't wait to tell our parents what a hero Ella had been, but we found the two fighting loudly. I'm not putting up with your embarrassing daughters anymore. My church friends say they are weirdos. Do you know how that makes me feel? I'll stay, only if we give them up for adoption. Decide. That is the easiest decision I've ever had to make. You're a selfish, horrible woman, and you don't know how to love anyone. So please, for the love of God, get out. Wow, Dad finally spoke up. Mom shouted and cried, but Dad just threw her bags out on the street, and our lives at home became so much happier. The next day, when we were leaving school, Ancy suddenly leapt out from behind a tree and spat at Ella. I was about to attack her when suddenly a well-dressed man stepped in and grabbed Ancy's arm. What did I just see, Ancy? I can't believe it. How could you be so cruel to this child? You're grounded for a very long time. And you're off the dance team. Dad, you can't do that. Keep talking, and I'll ask the principal to expel you myself. Apologize now. Well, the queen bee finally bowed her head. Also, it turned out that Ancy's dad was a big shot doctor, and he offered to take over all of Ella's medical bills and help out with any therapy she needed. When Mom heard that Ella wouldn't be expensive now, she contacted us by saying that she was sorry and she always knew we were special. But we told her to leave us alone. After a year of training, the coach said it was my time to shine. He entered me into many weightlifting competitions, and my medal collection has just begun. And I always have my biggest supporter cheering me on.
Mommy and Dad is just business supporters. Wow, nice.
Check out some more awesome recipes on MadeForLionsWashing.com. Now we're ready for game day.
She really did give it. She just did give it. She's really on to you. That's good for you. That's our last video. I really love those. I love their videos. I love their videos. I would love their videos. I love their videos so much. But I love their videos so much. And well, that's the thing I was looking for. And I didn't know she was going to be speaking with it. But my eyes not trying to move it to the screen. My eyes is always looking to the screen. But that's where it came to be. And I know it looked very great. So I want to make this video. I'm going to like watch some like horror animations and some funny animations, or you can find some messages. They have messages. Story. My story anime has the greatest messages you could get from. They got the greatest messages. Some of them is just like more easier and more longer than it should be. But I didn't do no horror. Here's the deal. I didn't do no horror. I didn't do no horror games because I want to finish June Quiz though. I want to finish June Quiz, then I could do some horror animation. So I'm gonna do some horror games, and I don't know why I didn't do no horror games at least. So I'm going to end the video here. Join the Keybase Squad. Love you. Bye bye.